Welcome everyone to episode 73 of the Video Game Book Club. I'm Tubby Mora, and today I am joined by Bajurwin, Star, Mr. McMahon-Meat, Nakuso, Genji, Disco, and Force Steel, formerly known as Mr. McMahon-Meat. Say hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, what's up?
Hello.
It's me, Mr. McMahon-Meat. Hey, what's up? It's me, Force Steel.
There you go. This time around, we are going to be talking about Cult of the Lamb. This game was nominated by Tubby Mora, and it was selected on the Wheel of Mystery with a 13 out of 34 chance, or 38.24% chance of winning. Cult of the Lamb was developed by Massive Monster, published by Devolver Digital, and it was originally released on August 11th, 2024 for the PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PC, Mac, Switch, the Amazon Alexa. I'm just joking about the last one, but it was a multi-platform release. It came out pretty much everywhere. On Cult of the Lamb's Steam page, it reads, quote, "Start your own cult in a land of false prophets, venturing out into diverse and mysterious regions to build a loyal community of woodland followers and spread your word to become the one true cult. Spooky." But that's how the website describes the game. How would everyone here describe the game? The order of presenting will be Bajurwin, Star, Tubby Mora, Mr. McMahon-Meat, Nakuso, Genji, Disco, and then of course Force was not able to be here, unfortunately. And his answers will be voice acted by the one and only legendary Mr. McMahon-Meat himself. Thank you again for lending us your voice acting talents, Meat, for this part. Really appreciate
What's
it,
up?
man.
It's me, Force Steel.
There you go. And please be advised, there may be spoilers ahead. With that said, let's get started. Question 1. Describe the game in one sentence. Take it away, Bajurwin.
So it's like Honey, I Joined a Cult meets Graveyard Keeper meets like Moonlighter. Callback Animal Well. Anyway, next.
I just put it down as a wholesome cultist simulator. Next.
Cult of the Lamb is a game that taught me a very important lesson. If you don't eat your poop, always remember that someone else will. Big shout out to Mr. McMahon-Meat, always eager to eat everyone's poop in the game. Thank you,
Amen.
man. I love you, dude.
I got you, bro.
I appreciate it. What about you, me? How would you describe the game, dude?
Follow me. Everything is all right. I'll be the one to tuck you in at night.
Ooh.
And if you want to leave, you can guarantee there is no escape. Next.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Oh, that's it? I think you're going to rhyme it at the end.
No.
That's
Hard.
That's how hard it goes.
Dude, what a
though, 'cause you
tease.
just can't escape. Yo, that's demented.
Yeah, thank you,
That's
Force. I mean,
criminal.
Meat.
Yo.
That was poetic.
Okay, thank you for sharing that.
Oh, jeez.
Of course.
For me, this is easy. Urza Miller Simulator. Next.
Oh, God.
Begin the
man.
journey of a silly little lamb brought back to life through the power of Satan to spread the word of a silly little goose club, gather followers, make people eat poop before you force them to have sex, or will you make it the best looking cult ever, collect all Force Chaos Emeralds. But is this the best cult game ever? Maybe.
That's beautiful.
Next.
All right, Mary had a little lamb, but it quickly became an ego-filled maniac that went on a power trip showing no mercy to their enemies and testing the loyalty of their followers.
Nice.
Nice.
A little lamb. And she
And
died.
then, and then Force.
I am Force Steel.
Mhm.
I'd rather be playing Hades. Next. Please.
Dang. Okay.
Shoot.
Oh, I already know where this is going. Question 2. What platform did you play the game on? What difficulty did you play on? And how many hours did it take you to finish the game? Take it away, Bajurwin.
I played on my Nintendo Switch OLED. Mostly handheld. How many hours? Honestly, it blurs together, and my Switch won't tell me how many hours because it's still running, technically. So I
Dang.
think I want to say at least 20-something hours.
Nice.
Actually, okay, I definitely put in a lot more hours than I can estimate because I did not finish the actual main game until literally last night.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Tubby be my witness, like,
Mm-hmm.
and I just spent the whole majority of my time playing, which I think might actually rack up to be 50 hours now, if I'm being really realistic. That farm
Nice.
got me, man. Yeah, and I played on normal because I wanted to. I've never played this game. And a mix between a, base building and also roguelike. I was like, maybe I should chill out first and just enjoy this. So I went normal for my first playthrough. And did I answer all the questions already? I think so.
You're good to
Nick?
go.
Sorry, I had to double
Nice.
check. I was like, oh, where's my script?
So I played it on my handy dandy PS5. I played it in normal difficulty because I like to do that before I retry the game in hard mode. Took me about 16 hours for the main story, but a total of 44 for the platinum.
Sweet.
Oh, wow.
What a god. He did that in like 1 week.
I know.
Right.
That was impressive.
For real.
I did it in 4 days. I spent like 10
4
hours
days.
each day.
Jesus.
What a
Yeah, I
gamer.
came late and I had to clutch.
And clutch you
My
did.
God.
I know. For me, I played on the Switch first, and then I started getting sleepy, and I kept laying down, and I noticed that was a bad habit, so I moved over to the PS5. I played it on hard to make sure that I got the true cult flavored experience, and so I had to think a little bit while I'm playing. And by the end of my culting adventures, I clocked in at about 20 hours or so. I just added a couple hours. I think I finished the game at maybe like 17 hours, but I just wanted to try that a little bit of that taste for that post game life, and I'm glad I did because it was a lot of fun. What about you, Meat?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I played on PC on Steam, using my red Xbox controller, like wireless.
Whoa!
Shut it. And then I played on, I don't know, I guess normal was the default, right? It was whatever that
Yeah.
was. Yeah. And then I beat the game in roughly 8 hours. And then I didn't dabble a whole lot with like the end game. I just messed around with my town. Didn't do much dungeon delving. If I was delving through the dungeons, I was just looking for materials and stuff. Yeah, that's about it. What about you, Nakusa?
So I played it for 19 hours before reaching the credits. And I started on medium difficulty, and pretty much for the entire game up until the end, I changed it to hard difficulty. Then for the post game, pretty much played in hard and extra hard difficulty. And I used the PS5 controller on the Steam version because of haptic feedback.
Nice.
Ooh,
How about you, Genji?
Respectable.
So, in the words of Dr. Seuss's Sam I Am, I played it in a box. I played it with a fox. I played it in a house. I played it with a mouse. I played it on my Steam Deck. And I started off playing on hard. And then it got announced for VGBC. So I switched over to normal because working in a school and all that kind of thing makes this time of the year a very, very busy time. I played it a lot traveling interstate, and it says on Steam I played it for 8.5 hours, but that really doesn't seem right considering the length of the flights I had and the time playing it at home and that. So I think potentially playing it on the Steam Deck in offline mode has fucked with the overall time spent on
Yeah,
the
it doesn't
game. So
count.
so I'm not quite sure because I feel like it was close to the 20-hour mark since I spent a lot of time doing the customizing of the cult base and that. I would design it one way and then I realized a few hours later I hated how I designed it, so I would redo it and all that kind of thing. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I didn't delve into much of the post game. I really just beat the game, and then I tried to force the follower who you get after beating the boss to have sex with one of the other cult members, and that failed. And then I was going to redesign it, but then because of a negative thing I'm going to talk about later on, I went fuck it. I moved on to other stuff. So yeah. Take it away, Disco. Tell us about your experience making your followers eat poop.
All right, so I played on PC on a handy dandy Xbox controller, white, pretty standard.
Nice.
I played on normal difficulty, and I played it for about 16 hours total. And then I was like, I should probably beat the game at some point, and then I beat the game.
True.
Most of my time spent, as Meat can attest to, I just spent messing around with my cult and building it and making it nice and torture chambers and all that good stuff. But yeah, it took me about 17.2 hours to beat the game.
Awesome.
Nice.
Take it away,
Yeah.
Force.
Yep. What about you, Force?
Hi, I'm Force Steel.
Hey, Force.
I played on PC, Steam, Xbox controller. I started on hard, then moved down to medium. 12 hours, 20 minutes. Next question, please.
This just sounds like an AI. That's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you, AI Force.
Thank you, AI Force.
It's like having the real Force right here.
Mhm. So, dude, just like you match it perfectly. Well done.
Nailed it.
Try to reference all the other VGBCs from this year in this last year one.
All right. Question 3. Describe your play style towards the game. How'd you play, Badruin?
I don't know why I separated this because everyone talked about what controller they used. Here's where I put it in my answers for some reason. With my Pikachu Mimikyu printed large special Joy-Con thingamajiggies with back pedals.
Yeah.
99% of this game I played handheld in bed, and then for like maybe 10 minutes while I was waiting for food, I played on the actual console. I pretty much went for the bishops in order, except for 3 and 4. I switched them because he was like, please spare me. The other guy is responsible. He's the one that convinced us. So I said, bet. And that's also when I figured out you can open the doors pretty much all at the same time if you have enough followers. I'm like, cool, this game just sort of lets you do it, I guess. So I did
I
that.
didn't know there was an order.
I mean, like, if you were to go based off, like, how many followers you had, like, they do have an ascending order of, like, 6,
Yeah,
8,
based on how many
9,
cult members you have.
12. And assuming that, throughout the game you gain more, then that would technically be usually the last door for people. And stuff. But I was like, nah, I'm gonna do what I want, so I did. That's why I stalled finishing the final boss till last night. Because I really wanted to work on my farm, cult. It's not just a farming game, I promise. Gosh dang it. I pretty much had a whole routine of when I would go into the dungeons and then what I would do in the cult. I'd like spend like 2 days setting them up to handle themselves while I was gone on my adventures. And then just rinse and repeat that, and then stockpile a bunch of money before the end of the game. Because once you've upgraded everything, you just get endless money for forever. Somehow you just generate money now. I, of course, had to go the cannibalism route because we waste not, want not, or whatever.
I agree.
I used every weapon at least once, every curse at least once that I unlocked. I sadly suck at the hammer, so I used it the least, and I now love the blunderbuss. But is that how you say that? Blunderbuss? The gun one. It's good. I like it. So I use that all the time now. I wear the fleece. The cowboy fleece. Just so I can have it all the time. I avoided... Oh, sorry.
I just said twinsies. My bad.
Oh, yay! No, okay, bet. And then I didn't kill followers if I didn't have to, because I need them for other things. Other than being twinsies, Star, how did you play the game? Like...
I mean, I relate to a lot of what you said. I did the whole, I need to test everything, except I will say I really did enjoy the hammer.
I like
But
it. It's just hard for me. I'm just bad.
I mean, you played on the Switch. I don't know how different the controller would be, but I mean, I enjoyed all of them except the dagger. It was just a little. I feel
Not
like
your
it wasn't
thing.
doing anything.
It didn't have that oomph like the hammer did.
Yeah, but like my very first fleece option was the cowboy one because I did enjoy just like running around with my little gun. And I'm just gonna call it gun because I can't I'm not gonna do what you did and try to pronounce it.
Bubble. It's called the bubble bass.
I attempted so everyone else can just call it gun from now on.
Yeah. No, you nailed it. Bubble bass.
Yeah.
What?
Bubble.
Bubble?
Yeah, name the
Bubble
gun.
bass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's. I don't even know what you said.
bubble bass.
Bubble butt.
Okay, the gun. Let's stick with the gun. But yeah, I just had that standard style of just unload my ammo and just roll away, regenerate, and then keep going. I actually never really used the curse as much. I just kind of kept forgetting that I have an extra button. But I pretty much did everything, and I didn't know what everything was until I realized I was missing stuff, because I was like, hey, all the main stuff, all the side stuff, all the little missions your followers and the bishops give you. And then I was like, I feel like I'm missing something. And I realized apparently I have to die to get the tarot cards. So I basically let myself die one time to get that. Then I harvested, I started murdering everybody and harvesting their meat
Awesome.
for the skins. Yeah. And I just played cleanup like at the very, very end.
That's insane that you didn't die, and you just didn't
Star
have
just
tarot cards this
built
whole
differently.
time. That's insane. That's really cool.
Look, the first day I spent too much time enjoying the little fancy sim life, and then I forgot I have to actually play the game.
What do you mean? You are playing the game.
No,
it's part of the game.
But like, I just kept going. Oh my god, it's the 12, and I'm not even close to the main story. I have like 2 days left, and so at that point, I was like, okay, I gotta rush through it, and I couldn't just afford to die and go through that loading screen. So I just kind of did as quick of a speed run as I could, and then I enjoyed the platinum on my own free time.
That's awesome. Well done, by the way. 100%ing.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You really embodied the Persona 5. Take your time, Bosso.
Mm-hmm.
All right, take it away, Tubby.
All right. So my cult, I made it a goal, made it my effort to make sure our cult violated every single OSHA regulation known to mankind. Followers were stabbed at night. Cannibalism, really encouraged, highly encouraged, actually. It gets tough out there at night sometimes. And I made sure that my followers loved to love me through fear. Always remember, you guys, that followers are a means to an end. They are a resource, and they will always be a resource and nothing else. Equal labor, equal rights. If you don't pull your weight, we will eat you. And yeah, if you're a good follower, I'll bring you back from the dead. You know, because you never truly leave our cult. You're always going to be with us, meat. No matter how many times you try to off yourself in the corner. You're always coming back, dude. Anyways, yeah, back to what I was saying. Anyways, Crusades. In terms of actual gameplay, I absolutely love the hammer weapon. I love the big hammer. Just like many of you, I've rocked that golden fleece. I just love the idea of one-shotting everything with a massive weapon. That's also how I like to play like Dark Souls and just other games in general, if you know me. And yeah, I had a great time. We all had a great time, didn't we? We all did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Master.
Yeah.
Yes, leader.
Don't worry.
That was
Don't
wonderful.
use that.
All of you guys, I'll be honest, died at least from my run through, like 7 or 8. Yeah, like probably 8 times on average.
Ouch.
But you kept coming back. I made sure of it. What about you, me? What was your play style, dude?
Yeah, man. I mean, just like you, yeah, hammer main through and through. You know, if the hammer was
Hell
available,
yeah.
I was picking it up. Yeah. Dagger, not so chill. You know, I just felt like I was picking him with a toothpick. So my cult consisted of the VGBC members, I'm sure just as all of you as well. Who were all good and faithful for me for the most part, except for Tubby. Tubby was a dick.
What?
Tubby was mischievous. He kept pushing me, And so
I'm
I sent him to
sorry.
prison where he lived the rest of his miserable lives.
Thank you,
So
Master.
yes, I got you, dog. Don't do it again. I really like the idea of being able to name your followers
Yeah.
because the idea of naming characters after like your friends, it felt like I was living out some kind of dark fantasy.
Oh yeah.
So my cult was named the Sheeple of Meat. So my plan was to beat the game before anyone died because I'd grown attached to my followers, my fellow VGBC members, except Tubby.
Yeah, no, understandable.
Yeah, you dick. My plan failed as poor Oot, Buns, and Disco passed away from natural causes right as I was trying to gain entry to the final boss. So I thought about naming the new followers like reincarnated versions of the fallen VGBC members, like Oot V2, Buns V2, stuff like that. But I opted to name them all just like non-TOS friendly names so that I wouldn't feel bad using them as like currency to grow and develop my kingdom. Yeah, so that was how I played the
You can
game.
never go wrong with adding a nice little junior at the end.
I mean, I could, but I'd still feel attached that way. So, I didn't
true.
Yeah, it was hurting my emotions. But yeah, go ahead, Nakaso. What about you?
My VGBC member, you guys, y'all put through, except for Force and Disco. For some reason, Force wanted me to sacrifice himself. Like every other day, I was like, "Are you okay?" And I did it. So I had like 3 forces, and then Disco, you kept getting eaten by people that I res back because I didn't know until later that you can actually like cure people. So
Does that mean I ate
Bajoran-
somebody?
Oh yeah, Bajoran consumed Disco like twice. I was like,
I'm
oops.
so sorry.
Jesus.
I'm so
No.
sorry. He didn't heal my brain.
It was so funny. And then Meat, you
so
were the
funny
first
that I
person
ate
to
him.
dissent against me.
Wow.
I know.
Neat.
Oh, then Tubby, you were the second.
Oh.
But you know what?
Wow.
I got you guys back by force.
Oh,
I'm sensing
so
a
nice.
pattern.
And it's kind of awkward because I did the thing that you mentioned, like Star in Meat. I named like everyone who like died because I didn't know that I could res, so I named everyone like Tubby 2, McMahon Meat 2. Then when I found McMahon Meat, he was like he just came out of nowhere and he wanted to fight me, and I got him back. It was in Tubby back. It was super awkward when there was 2 Tubbies going on. I was like, So I killed the second Tubby, and I
Nice.
kept the original Tubby for the rest of the game in the original Meat.
Thank you. He deserved it.
No, but that was like a highlight, just going around.
Yeah.
That was probably the time I spent the most with my cult members, performing many rituals. For some reason, the one where everyone is like fighting in the cult camp, everyone was beating up my statues. For some reason, the one who waits was beating up his own statue. I don't know why. He was like kicking it. I was like, that's an interesting choice. But getting back to the other stuff like Crusades, I used a hammer because this is
Yeah.
one of the few games where I disliked like the gauntlets or the dagger. It didn't really flow right compared to the axe, the blunderbuss, or the hammer. So those were the 3 main ones I used. And then pretty much for the most of the game, I did Crusades, went through each area more than once. Usually I did it in one sitting before going on to the next area. When it came to the fleeces, I used a white fleece for a bit at the start. And then the golden fleece after Force told me how strong it was. And then getting up to 600%
Oh my
damage.
god, yeah.
It's like it's the max I did. So I literally like 3-shotted the last boss, and I was like,
Heck
man, that's
yeah.
broken. And then I tried a little bit more of the fleeces because I used that for like quite a while. So when I got to the post game, I used the curse fleet, so you can only use your curses, and that it's actually pretty fun. It changes up the gameplay a lot.
Mhm.
And then I also messed around with the 10 times damage, but you die in one hit. that is super strong if you are good at not getting hit. And then post game, did all the bishop quests, which I was really surprised. I indoctrinated all the bishops, but Bajoran became friends with Leslie. I was like, yeah, that's about right. And then
I was about to say that's about right too. Oh my gosh.
then I married the one who waits
Wow.
after I beat him.
Love thy
Because
enemy.
I didn't know you can actually marry a bishop or anyone. That was,
That's awesome.
but I kept it professional. We can't have children.
Oh, good.
It's just for fun.
Yeah, put those boundaries up.
All
Little
right,
did
how
he
about you,
know
Benji?
what he
Everybody in
was
my
waiting
cult.
for.
What?
So I played it on my import Steam Deck at 7 watts, which really impacted my, experience of the game of how I played it. I let my girlfriend name my cult, which was the Silly Goose Club, because if you are a cult, you have to make it sound fun. Otherwise, people won't want to join it. Those were her words exactly, which I respect.
Yeah, it's
We're a
good.
bunch of silly gooses over in my cult. So I opened up all the doors before I even killed the first boss because I was like, I want to have options. So, I had lots of cult members very early on. I felt really bad to kill any of my cult members. Like I didn't want to sacrifice any of them. I didn't want to eat any of them. I was very
Aw.
much like, no, you are very all major valued members of my cult, and I will look after you because I love each and every one of you. I will even pat some of you on the head when I get the option. However, near the end, I went, fuck it. I started killing off the elderly because we believe in Silly Goose Club that once you can't contribute to the cult, you will be sacrificed.
Dang
If you cannot
straight.
be productive, you are dead. I then would bring them back to life after they died, but once one of my zombie followers ate one of my other followers, I realized it was bad news bears. So I then would actively, if I got the opportunity to sacrifice my elderly when I would die, I would even go on my way to die so I could sacrifice the elderly because, what other options do they have than being sacrificed in the name of the Silly Goose Club? I took this Golden Fleece for increased damage for each hit because I'm like, I love the idea of extra damage. That was spot on. But if I didn't get the poison weapons or the add-ons for poison, I may or may not have gone fuck it and purposely died because poison is OP. It also gave me an excuse to sacrifice the elderly because, as we've already been through, they have no use in this game if they are not being sacrificed.
Yeah, down with the elderly.
Yeah,
in the
exactly.
game, in the
Burn
game.
them. Eat
In the
them.
game.
Yeah. Oh shit, we're talking about the game. Anyway, I
Oh,
hated
frick.
guns. I just didn't feel like they were of much use. So I sort of stuck to hammers or daggers because in my philosophy, if I can't kill you in one shot or carry out the act of the goose from what I imagine the Untitled Goose Game goose would do if they were a cult leader and stab you with a dagger and then run and hide until poison runs out and run up again and stab you again and just do that the entire time, I wasn't particularly interested in it. I was also very interested in the design of my cult and farm, but I realized that once I got further into the game and added more and more into my cult, I gave up on that one really quickly, which I'll again talk about later in my negatives about it. But I think I always had more fun with the designing of my cult and their home base than the actual fighting aspect. I wanted the prettiest Silly Goose Club around.
Nice.
So in the words of someone, instead of next, it's poop.
All right.
All
Thank
right.
you very much. Jesus. All right. So my playstyle towards the game, again, most of the game was just spent making my actual cult look nice and livable, in a sense. I went ahead, obviously, made some of my friends into some cultists. I made sure they were well taken care of. For some reason, Meat just enjoyed the grass. He just loved eating grass,
Mhm.
which is accurate considering his cult himself. I know for a fact they all loved grass too, with no downside. So I was like, all right. Buns was a little prankster. She just wanted me to feed everyone some poop. once I unlocked Sins, Bajerwin became a drunk, and she just always wanted to drink. And I was like, oh lord. Tubby just didn't. He just refused to work at all. So he spent some time, actually most of his time in my jail,
Please.
listening to propaganda. Once I discovered that you could do like the rituals to like transform your cultists into like weapons or like helpers, I guess. I made sure I had my best boys with me. I had Oot, Meat, and Fenty by my side fighting some monsters. But most of my time was just spent on that. When I did dungeon runs, my cape was the golden one because I like doing extra damage and I like just dodging. I like the idea of like not getting hit for a while and doing a lot of damage. My weapons of choice was the axe because I like hack and slashing. I like the Hades feel of it, being able to like dash around and just hit an enemy and run away again. I went ahead and just killed and sacrificed every extra member, non-TOS friendly names, but I just made sure they were the ones that suffered, and I even had a little burial for all my past versions of you guys. And then at some point, I'm like, well, this is the Hispanic cult, so you guys should be named something Hispanic. So I just added an O at the end of everyone's name. So Bajerwino, Tubby Moro, Mr. McMamito, Nakuso didn't really work, so I wrote El Nakuso.
El Nakuso.
So
So
good.
yeah, most of my playstyle was just playing the non-action part of the game and just focusing on having fun with you guys in the game. And the dice game, of course. For some reason, I built an addiction on it, and I was like, I love this dice game. Which
shout out to Knucklebones.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But
yeah, that was pretty much it. Once I killed the final boss, whatever his name was, I said I'm not gonna spare you, and I just slit his throat and continue about my day.
Nice.
And next,
All right. Hi, I'm Force Steel.
Hello, Force.
Hello,
Hi.
Force.
I used the Golden Fleece for most of my time. I liked the axe and blunderbuss. A love-hate relationship with the hammer. Despised the dagger. Next
Ooh.
question.
All right. Thank you, AI Force. Question 4. What is one thing you like about the game and why? Take it away, Bajerwin.
One thing I like is how lore accurate I am in everyone's cult for some reason. That is not my actual thing. I just wanted everyone to know that somehow what you have in your cult is like at least fractionally true. It's kind of scary at this point. Like it was getting a little freaky. I'm drinking in people's cult. Gosh dang it. This game is scaring me. Like this is the scariest part of this game. Anyway. The thing I was gonna talk about, Knucklebones, actually.
Awesome.
Right? Okay. I looked at my likes and I was like, no, actually, Knucklebones. Because I spent as much time as I spent fishing or working on the farm and making the cult pretty or diving deep in the bowels of them dungeons, I was also playing a lot of Knucklebones. It was a great way to increase loyalty with people in your cult and also just a way to get money early on because I would bet high every time. Silly game, loved it. I even when I started running a VGBC members, I started putting people's pets. So Nakuso's cat beat me in Knucklebones, and that made me very sad for the rest of the day, honestly. So I had to fight other people. And I just really enjoy the aspect of mini games within games. Like I already enjoyed the game, and you're giving me more tiny things that bring me joy. It's like a Russian nesting doll of little games I like, the fishing, or trying to think right now, words. Knucklebones, duh! Gosh dang it. Just stuff like that makes me enjoy games more. Like whenever you find, there's for some reason, a slot machine game in Pokemon or whatever. Just like stuff like that within a game just makes me a little happy. And having an entire dice game that I could now play in real life if I wanted to. It's so simple. Yeah, no, that made me obsessed. That's one thing I liked about this game.
Nice.
What about you, Star?
I'm actually interested. You have to show me how to play the dice game in real life because I don't think I could figure that out. But if I had to pick one thing that I like the most, I have to say like it has to be the immortality necklace because I unfortunately do get obsessed and upset with like naming everyone after people I care about and seeing them reach old age and die. First of all, that's not going to happen. If you get old, the day I hear you're old, you're sacrificed. I don't care. Like, you're useless now.
Yeah.
But,
Sometimes
you
I
know,
ascended you. Change it up.
no, yeah, I mean, but that's more if I have the cooldowns not done.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
before I knew the immortality necklace was a thing, and I only knew about the skull necklace to like partially extend, I just kept thinking I don't know what I'm gonna do when you guys get old. So I got my little meat tubby Fenty, and I even put like my best friend as a cute little like Midas people. I turned the four of you guys into gold because that's
Aw.
the most I could think on
Thank
how to
you.
keep you guys. You know, every time I visited, I'd be like, "Hi guys," and then I found out the immortality was a thing, and I don't want to talk about it.
Oh man.
But what about you, Tubby?
One thing I like about the game is, and they did not have to do this, and I'm so glad that they did, is I love the fact that each of the followers have different personality traits. Some good, some bad.
Yeah.
Some people like to eat poop. Some people like to do absolutely nothing and just read and just like throw down some bad poetry lines. Some people like to start fights. And some people just want to get it on with anything and everything in the camp. And that's okay. So I'm just like, it's just cool that extra layer of care was put into this game to the point where, and it seems like it's happened to everyone, but you actually, as you're playing the game, you actually care about your followers. Some more than others, of course, but it's just cool that, I don't know, what's that term when you like, and you get attached to something even though you know it's not really real. I don't even know what the term is, psychology, something like that.
Yeah,
But
there is a word for that.
there is a word for it. I just don't know what it is.
Paranormal relationships.
Yeah,
Parasocial.
yeah, Paranorman.
Parasocial. Sorry, paranormal is something different.
Yeah, that's a movie.
It's not, but it's not parasocial because it's not like a person in this game.
Yes, they are.
Fiction.
These are all real people.
Parafiction. I don't even know. Anyway.
Paranorman social relationships you could form in this game was insane.
Yeah.
Like, I know earlier I was talking about killing each and every one of you like multiple times, but I did it out of love and care for each and every one of you. Like your meat that we used to make food. Like, I was crying as we were eating you. And I'm
Why
just
am I picturing that one scene of Keanu Reeves when he's like hearing the headphones of the lamb being slaughtered and cries as he still eats it.
Yeah, it's just like that, except every single meal. And the fact that this game is able to invoke that kind of like, I don't know, feeling for these cute little animals it's great. The whole personality system, how each of your followers are different, and you can even customize them and name them. That was a really smart move on their part. And yeah, that's definitely one of the things I really liked about this game. What about you, Meat?
Quickly, Tubby, to answer that thing before, fictophilia and fictoromance are used to describe the act of falling in love with a fictional character. Fictosexuality is for love, infatuation, or a desire for your fictional characters.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank you,
Actually looked
Genji.
it up too.
Oh, you guys actually did.
Depends on if you're fictosexual for your cult members or just fictophilia or have fictoromance.
Nice.
So it depends if you want that.
Yeah, put that in the chat, Genji. Put that in the chat.
For pet versions, like, oh, it's like my little pet, like Neopets, not Neopets. What the frick? Tamagotchis.
Mm-hmm.
Like that.
Same
You
thing.
know, you get attached to those, few pixels. You gotta feed them. They poop a lot.
My Nintendogs.
Dang. That's a callback.
Living
on. Moving on.
Okay. Yeah. So, I don't know. This game to me, it was so unique. You know, I loved that they took this game. They took two genres and kind of like meshed it into something that just worked, right? And so there are also two genres that I really enjoy playing. So you got, you know, the dungeon crawler roguelite mixed in with like a farming life sim sort of thing. You take the two aspects, you make them have a baby, put the baby in occultist clothing, and then you get yourself a fantastic video game.
Heck yeah.
So, I mean, like the dungeon crawling aspect, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. But like when you wanted to take a break from all that, you know, you could just do some farming, some decorating, hang out with your followers. The balance, it was all there, and I really enjoyed my time with the game. Next.
So for me, it's the gameplay dynamics similar to what previous people said of this cultivating, herding your sheep,
Nice.
your coat, crusades, the balance between both of them. It's just fun. Just plain fun. And also you're kind of like an evil character, and you don't really get that in too many games. And it was just like a nice change of pace from playing before. Just a roguelike mechanics, similar from other games. Kind of like Bajoran said earlier when she was describing what this game is like. It's kind of like Hades, a little bit of Stardew Valley, a lot of different combinations from previous games. And I just like had a blast playing through, spending time with my coat, seeing what crazy things would happen. And that's pretty much it. How about you, Genji?
I really enjoyed the customization, at least early on in the game. I feel I really like the idea of being able to just design your layout and that. And well, yeah, you've got like the roguelike stuff and you've got the fighting and that. Just going, I have a cult. I can design my cult to like land the way I want to. I can put the toilets by like you can have like the place you worship right next to the toilets for when you know your god gives you the shits, or you can put the graveyard by where you know your people have sex, or you can put your food right by. Just the designing aspect of it was really fun. I really enjoyed that stuff quite a lot. The being able to just upgrade stuff, and in some ways it's simplistic with it, but also it's just fun. Just gives you that break up between the monotony of stabbing things to then going, oh, that's okay. I can go back and I can now, I can live out my dreams of being a farmer in a cult.
Nice.
So yeah, that's that really. Now, Disco, what do we say?
All right. Thank you very much. I myself really enjoyed the cult management part. Once again, one of those things where I didn't really spend much time in the dungeons unless I needed like wood or fruits or stone or gold maybe. But most of it was spent there. I really enjoyed just discovering new little small mechanics within the managing part. I remember like once I discovered that there were sins and you can make like sin stuff and sin rituals and a bar and all that. I was like, oh my god, that's a whole different world. I can make these followers do a lot worse now. So it was just something enjoyable, kind of like just every time I would do something in the cult to manage it, I would just find something new to do and just start going off of that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Take it away, Force.
Force.
Hi, hey, how's it going? I'm Force Steel.
Hi, Force.
I liked the art style, not some cultist designs bird looked weird. The world building, the tarot cards. That was 4 things. I apologize. I didn't realize that.
It's okay, AI Force. No worries.
I love AI Force.
All right, next question, please.
All right. Good job, AI Force. Let's move on to question
Yeah.
5. What is one thing you did not like, and how would you improve it, Bajerwin? Go ahead.
Okay. I've been thinking about this for a long time. And somehow a game I enjoy very much still gets a little bit wrong. In the inventory, or when you're looking at your followers, the menu, thank you for adding a filter sort feature, but why did you not add reverse sort? Why is that not standard? Why not standard? Confusion! I am confusion! Please! I don't need to know who my disciples are. I need to know who my weak-willed, spineless ones are so I can harden them into good, loyal followers. What the freak, man?
The freak.
Reverse sort! This is like common sense! Anyway. Stuff like that. Somehow sometimes you have to manually press the button to sell or buy something or add fuel to something, and other times you can just hold the button and it does it for you at a really strange pace. No consistency there. That. So yeah, it's like the things I don't like involve like the menu stuff again and inventory.
Noticing the pattern.
Yeah, it's just it gets to me every time, and we just keep playing games that for some reason don't want to give us good inventory sort
UI.
filter features. Like, come on. Yes, but specifically for the inventory, man. Yo. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk again. Appreciated.
Okay. So I will say, I think what pissed me off the most has to be the overbearing amount of RNG. I understand it to an extent, and yet it was just impossible to get a single task done without the game deciding that I have no say to when or where a situation happens. It just exists. And I think ultimately the hardest part of that point was when I was just trying to farm god tiers so I could get the very last few follower skins, and the game insisted on giving me like 40 necklaces that I didn't need anymore because it would not land on the follower form.
Mhm.
And I get it, but there has to be like a reward drop or something from a boss that helps you with that, or a side shop that would let you buy the necklaces separately. I don't know, but the fact that I just kept landing on the necklaces was driving me insane. I think that's where the 44 hours really comes in. It's just 30 hours of let's go
RNG.
gambling and me not getting what I wanted. But I would also like to point out that because I needed the platinum, I I hated that the game really forced me to do my boy Ratau dirty like that.
Dang.
To those who know, you know. But
Rip.
I thought I could live with it because I really wanted the platinum. But in case you didn't know,
I know.
No, but I'm saying in case you didn't know after, if you go back to the Lonely Shack, there's actually this little letter that he was writing for you. And
Aw.
I don't think I've ever regretted something. If I hadn't already made that decision, I don't think I would have gone in the game in platinum just because of reading that. But something about reading him not being able to write down the words "I'm proud of you" and still trying to convey that, I was like, man, I'm sorry.
that hits hard.
Did you talk to his brother afterward?
Huh? Yeah, but I don't think Ratu like really says anything.
No, he kind of asked. I can't wait until I see my brother. How is he?
Oh no.
He says dialogue.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I feel like I made up for that karma because I converted the two bodyguards that the one who waits has. Well, if you sacrifice, aim and ball, and if you sacrifice a follower that's wearing a light necklace and a dark necklace, like it has to be specifically a sacrifice ritual, then instead of just dying, they get turned into that respective person, depending on what necklace you gave them. And if you turn those people into demons and you go out into a crusade, you can have them meet up with Forneas, the little cat merchant, and then she will steal them from you because they're her children. So, you know, I might have done my boy Ratao dirty, but I feel like I made up for it to some extent by reuniting the family. So I guess I'll just live with it. What about you, Tubby?
All right. Listen, game developers. I'm going to be building off of what Bajoran said. We have done Video Game Book Club 73 times. We have sat here and done these recordings 73 times, 73 different games. And I'm going to say it over and over. And I think Meat knows what I'm going to say. It's 3 words again.
Oh, no.
Quality of life. Quality of life changes. If you, I kid you not, you go to every single book club recording, someone's going to mention it, and it's going to be mentioned here. I do not understand why this game that it has like emphasis on resource management and all this stuff. And you guys make a lot of awesome points. Like one of the coolest features is being able to decorate your base. You know, it's awesome stuff. But please tell me why I can't mass select things and move them around the camp. Just like the farm. How come I have to grab every single plot of land and move them? I maybe it's different on PC. I don't know, but on the PS5,
No, it's not.
No.
okay, well then I'm gonna keep going. Let me keep cooking then. I don't understand why there's no mass select button or implement mechanics in the game that is smart enough so when you do pull like a bunch of like pieces of land and you move it, like just have it so that when it places it, if there is no place to put it, it will just shift it to a free tile that is in that general area. These are like small things, but for people who really love to dive deep into the base building aspects, which it sounds like a lot of you love that part, give us more tools, more filters, more features that will allow us to just make it easier. Like, we don't want to be spending time going through menus. Just like even something as simple as I'm trying to find this very specific follower that I finished their quest for, but I can't find them amongst my 20 plus followers. It's just like, I want to find that one person. Give me like a button where I can just call that person to me or something. It's just like, there's a lot of things that they need to fix and address. Quality of life for this kind of game with this many facets in terms of the base building, they really need to hone in on that. Maybe this stuff will get addressed in future updates. But yeah, that's like a lot of stuff. Bulk purchases, bulk moving, bulk selling, quality of life. That's my thing. I'm sure this won't be the last time. That's our 3 favorite words, and we'll probably keep bringing it up in future book clubs. But that's kind of my thing. Like, come on, yes, please. What about you, Meat?
Takes all that for a sequel.
I know.
Want.
I feel that. Quality of life. But hey, something I didn't like about the game: lack of online co-op.
Ooh,
I'd improve it.
Yeah, go.
I'd improve it by adding online co-op. Yeah, you feel me?
I'm feeling it.
Yeah, you like that?
Preach.
All right, yes. All right, Nakaso, your turn.
But how would you do it?
What? I'd add online co-op.
You just added.
I don't.
But how?
No, but how? Like
How?
specifically?
Oh, okay. Wait. Let me look up a guide. Let me take some classes.
Let me talk. You might as well.
We need the code specific.
Yeah, the code, please.
There's a local 2-player version, so I think you could just base it off of that, but make it so that the second player could be an online buddy instead of having to be like beside you.
Yeah.
Not good enough. We need the code.
No, we need the code. we need the code, Mason.
What does the code, Mason? What does it mean?
Someone hire me to physically make it.
There's a lot of declaration, a lot of stuff you can unlock in your camp. And you know what? I really want to declarate my camp. I spend a lot of time.
Yeah.
I took screenshots of my camp, which I rarely do in a lot of games. And I was sad that there was no way to expand your camp or add another camp or take over a camp. So I had to remove a lot of stuff that I had, put down stuff related to faith or follower stuff to improve the camp. So it would just be nice if you could go on pillages. You know, why can't we just take other camps in the world?
Ooh, I like that.
Other we got other
Overtake mini
bases.
cults.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or like at least update and upgrade our camp to increase the size on like different areas because there's so many cool declarations, and I just want to put more stuff down, but it was so cramped and congested. I was like, okay, well, I can't really do much more because there's like a lot of other important stuff related to getting material and stuff. So that was pretty unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one thing I didn't like. How about you, Genji?
Well, Tubby,
No, do it,
Queen
Genji.
Tubby stole my point, and that I've been sort of alluding to the entire time. So I'm going to, because I don't think I could sum things up any better than you, Tubby, with that point. I'm going to go to my second point,
Okay.
in which it could be because I'm becoming an old man and, things are hard and bones ache in places they never used to ache before. And, you get up and you hear your knees crack and
Ooh.
that. But fuck, did my hands hurt from playing on the Steam Deck for an extended period of time.
Oh man.
Yeah, like I would play it on a plane trip across the country, and it was like a 3-hour trip from one state to another, and I'd play it for essentially like the entire time. And by the end of it, I was like, I just can't keep playing it for a while because my hands literally, like my thumbs, literally hurt from playing the game through doing the actual fighting and that. I was like, I'm actually sore from playing the game.
Oh no.
Yeah, it could be because I'm getting old or whatever, but I I don't know if I should really be playing a game and leaving going, this actually physically hurts from the choice of platform that I'm playing it on. And I've not had that same experience with other games on the Steam Deck or even on console or PC. So I'm not quite sure what it is, whether or not it is a Steam Deck related thing, which isn't necessarily the fault of Cult of the Lamb specifically, even though the game is like sort of approved to work really well, which it does. It runs really well on the Steam Deck, but
Mhm.
my body doesn't run really well on the Steam Deck with Cult of the Lamb. How to fix that problem, I'm not exactly sure, whether or not just a different button placement for attacks, because whether or not being the Y button for the attacking
Mhm.
on the Steam Deck might be the source of the problem. So whether or not, I didn't actually check, so if someone can yell objection at me, please do, but I'm not sure if you can customize your controls for what does what. I mean, it's a PC game, so you probably could. I was just too lazy to go around and check the options on if I can remap the controls, which also being a Steam Deck, you probably could do it
Mhm.
regardless. So
Oh
I
yeah,
think it's
you could do it regardless.
Was there
Yeah, so
was there
really
auto
just-
attack enabled, or could you enable that in the game? Like you hold the button down?
Good question. I didn't check that one.
Don't worry,
There's
I'm going
a
to
lot
load it
of
in.
accessibility.
Okay. Yeah, because that's a
Oh,
big
yeah, go,
accessibility
Papa!
thing.
Yeah, go on, please go. Yeah, fact check me.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, keep talking. Keep game
Okay,
padding.
cool. Okay, cool. So I wasn't necessarily thrilled with it. Like, it really hampered my ability to enjoy the game. I mean, though it could also be just, my payback for making my followers eat poop. So, if I make them eat poop, in return, my hands hurt. I think, I might have gone the worst too. I mean, honestly, with how good my cooking ability is in Call of the Lamb, I think that poop looked awfully delicious. So,
Oh, poor Genji.
I might have been the worst one out of the two. Cooking. Still have to cook while Nakutsu goes.
It's okay.
One,
Oh wow,
Not-
yeah. You can buy your controls. You could change it
Oh.
in the game.
What about
Fuck.
auto attack?
Oh well, okay, cool. Okay, so that renders
Auto
my
attack?
point sort of mute.
Yeah.
Point of the matter is, if you play on Steam Deck and you're at the ripe old age of 28, maybe remap your controls. Otherwise, you're going to leave the game after 3 hours going, "Fuck, do my hands hurt?"
Dang, poor
There's some
Genji's
auto attack.
hands.
There's auto fish, auto craft, auto cook,
There you go.
Is it also attack?
Auto attack. Hold one button
unlimited
down.
HP, unlimited fervor. You can always run. No, no
Ooh.
auto attack.
Dang. Well, there you go,
Okay.
Genji. Auto
There we go,
attack.
no auto attack. So if you could just honestly just change it from having your attack from being Y to even being one of the bumpers or something like that, that would also be completely fine. Which honestly, you could go into the Steam Deck and change those settings anyway because of how
Mhm.
customizable it is anyway. So, yeah, if you play on Steam Deck and you're old like me, change your controls if your thumbs get sore.
Amen.
So,
Actually, I know another way you could fix it.
yeah.
Maybe Massive
mention-
Monster can just donate you new hands. Just
There you
donate
go.
him some new hands.
Yeah.
There we go.
Pre-order
If
bonus.
anyone here is listening would like to donate me some new hands, then please do.
Yes.
Or you can be one of the totally non-sponsored Microsoft people in here and just use your limited edition Xbox controller.
To say, finally, my Series X I've had collecting dust ever since the launch of it finally has a use.
Like I'm so convinced someone here has an actual like Microsoft sponsorship. Just because, like, I played with my limited edition. Like, whoa, calm down.
That's tradition. You got to be like really specific on what you used.
Yeah.
Man,
I am not
These started
biased.
since day one.
I own stock in Microsoft and Sony and Nintendo, so I am not biased.
There you go.
I'm biased towards the fuck that the game is painful. Take away, Disco. Tell us about all the delicious flavors of poop you did not eat.
So, for me, one thing, obviously someone right here might compare me to the Oot situation for not knowing this, but is there an endless mode in this game? Just like dungeon, you just dungeon run?
Yeah, there is.
Technically, it's after like the second world or whatever, you can then, once you get through it, you can then choose to continue or go back to your base, so you can do that.
Yeah, but
endless.
it ends eventually. Like
Mm.
you only get to kill like 3 bosses, and then it just forces you back to the camp.
I don't think
You
I
mean like
ever
in
went
post-game?
through it as much to know if there's ever actually an end. But yeah, like if you go into a crusade, you'll and assuming this is post bishop, you'll encounter like a witness, and then the teleporter to go back to cult will be there, but you'll have like a green door in front of you, which will open up like a whole new set of dungeon crusades you can continue on within the same version. But I never actually went there, but you could do an endless
So
version
it
of
looks
that.
like from when I was playing, because I was like, I'm gonna do a dungeon crusade real quick and try to see it like how far I can make it. And I made it fairly far, and eventually the door wasn't open. It was like it will force you to the portal. And I tried it on all 4 different stages. Maybe I was like, maybe it's it depends on the stage. So maybe the last stage is the endless. But no, I would have loved an endless mode on this game. I would have loved to see how far I can get, or like how strong I can get before I actually have to come back to the cult.
They have
but if there is an
one.
endless mode,
like Google says there is
Purgatory. There's the closest you're gonna get. I'm not sure if you mess with it.
It's Purgatory.
It's Purgatory after you finish the game, where it's like it's every single level, every single boss in the game.
Okay.
And yeah, you keep going for as long as you can, and then it stops time in your camp.
Oh my god! So that just makes both my I do not like about this game thing points nullified. Because my second point was how chaotic it could be when you're dungeon running and your cultists just all of a sudden they're hungry, they're dying, they want to eat poop. You're like, oh my god, guys, please! I left for 5 minutes. Stop.
Well, when you're in purgatory specifically, like time outside of there is frozen, so nothing actually advances for your people.
Okay, well, I stand corrected. I should have probably played more of the end game, but that's about it for me. Go ahead, Force.
Go ahead, AI Force.
How's it going? I'm the real Force Steel.
Oh shit.
I didn't like. Okay, hold on. Okay, there's multiple points. Let me pick one.
No.
The weapons often felt the same. Run diversity was limited compared to other games of this genre, like Hades or Binding of Isaac. He didn't include a how to improve it, so allow me.
Wow.
How would I for Steel improve this? I would add the Heartseeker bow into the game, the shield, spear, the gun. Oh wait, no, there's a gun. Never mind. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, weapon diversity, run diversity. So
AI Force, I thought you were just gonna say go play Hades.
go play Hades. I'm Force. Next question,
Thank
please.
you, AI Force.
Thank you, the real force.
I mean, sorry, thank you, the real Force. All right, question 6. What is your final verdict and final rating from 0 to 10 using a 0.5 scale? Take it away, Bajirwan.
Okay. Honey, I joined the Cult of the Lamb. Starts off intriguing. Then as you play, you begin to think, this might be one dislike I'll have to bring up in VGBC. But then you play some more and realize there are some solutions to those problems as you progress and grow your cult. It takes the joys of base building and roguelike dungeon crawling and adds an adorably macabre finish to it. You can rename your followers, make them different animals, maybe put your friends into the game and adds an extra layer of fun to the experience, like, uh-oh, Tubby and Nakaza are talking again instead of working? Gosh dang it. Or, oh my gosh, Soul killed Nakaza in a bar fight. These are all things that did happen, by the way, in my cult. I just thought they were gonna hurt each other. I wanted to see who would win. I'm not gonna lie. I did not expect Soul to Yagi Nakaso into the afterlife.
Dang.
After a drink. Anyway. Our sentences I didn't expect to say while playing. And the circle of life, from the Lion King.
Mm-hmm.
You might be sacrificed or, used for food, our beautiful meat pies, Sweeney Todd up in here. But I will resurrect you, it all comes back around and all that. And with that, I give Cult of the Lamb 9 sacrificed followers out of 10.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay. I think it always feels bad to not give a game as high a rating as it might deserve, but I'm fair in my own way. My opinion is everybody knows I'm a perfectionist. I have that thing where I have to get everything done before I can sit down and properly say this is what I thought. Now that I feel like I have seen it all, and personally, I just feel like the actual content of the story is a little short and sweet, and it's a fun little thing to enjoy, but the need to test everything out was a lot more grindy than I expected it to be out of the game. And yet I'm not really fully complaining, because as long as you hear 44 hours, you think that's a lot. But I didn't actually realize that until I just calculated it at the very end. I feel like time just passed me by because of how much fun I was having. And that's something I won't really complain too much about. So with everything that I mentioned and everyone else mentioned with their positives and negatives feedback, I think that's something that I would still be interested in a sequel if it ever does exist. But with that, I have to be fair. It's not too low. It's not too high. I'm going to give it an honest 7.5.
All right. Sweet.
Valid.
Okay. For me, so easily, hands down, Cult of the Lamb is my favorite game in the cult-like genre. There's nothing better than watching cute animals sacrifice their own well-being just to be a part of something greater, to be a part of your cult, to be a part of you. And I mean that literally and figuratively with all sincerity. Like, it's amazing. In its purest form, like, this game is just a whole lot of fun. Like it was said by Star. In my personal opinion, I don't think it quite reaches the level of Hades, but you know what? that's okay because it doesn't have to. It does its own thing. Even if you played other roguelites, like we played quite a few here in Video Game Book Club, like Hades, Children of Morta, Moonlighter, and yeah, and like Call of the Lambs, like base building and resource, and the whole cult mechanics, like it stands in its own right, and I think it does a great job. There are definitely some improvements that it needs, as mentioned earlier in the dislike section, but its cute and demonic atmosphere is just it makes it a very unique game that I would honestly highly recommend to anyone who is a fan of roguelites. Or I think this is a good like entryway too, if you're curious to see what the genre plays like. And this is why I'm giving Cult of the Lamb 8.5 sacrificial lambs out of 10 in the name of the Father, the Lamb Chop, and the Holy Mutton. Amen. What about you, Meat? What you got, man?
All right, man.
Yeah.
I feel that. Nice.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. It's high. Overall, Cult of the Lamb, I love this game to bits. It was adorable. From the art to the gameplay, the emotional roller coaster. I felt interacting with my followers. The game was quite the experience. I'd always known about the game. I never found a reason to actually pick it up and play until VGBC, of course.
Hooray.
To anyone, to anyone looking for a good dungeon crawler roguelite, this is definitely up there with the best ones I've played so far. So yes, I do recommend it. In the end, I give Cult of the Lamb a 9.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
All right. Next, Nakaso.
All right. So this game, from start to finish, I had a blast. Indoctrinating followers, setting up VGBC, seeing the crazy chaos that was going to happen in my code of degeneracy, unlocking new areas. Even the little mini games like the some rhythm game for some reason when playing the drums, or the fishing, or all the rituals and going on crusades. It was just a really fun gameplay loop for me. On top of the hilarious encounters, coming back to your camp, everyone falling over, fighting, dissenting, screaming, but you're in mining while this is going on. It was great.
That's about right.
I can't say I haven't played a role like quite like this, with all these elements poured into the game. And I understand, I also agree with like Force. Hades, that's like a once in a generation kind of game. Like it's very rare to have that type of polish. But also, like Tubby said, it does its own thing. And it does it really well in a lot of aspects. A lot of quality of life things I would like to see in the future. There are 2 planned updates left for this game. So hopefully some of the things that we talked about, or all of the things we talked about, can be implemented in the final version.
Mm-hmm.
And one cool thing is all these were free. So I was like, wow, a lot of content added for free. And it's just nice because this is a game I'll actually come back to. Like even after I finished the game, I thought I was just going to end it there. But I went to the post game and did like 90% of the post game by the end. And it was just nice seeing like what happens if you go further. And a lot of the stuff that I had also for negatives was resolved in the post game. It became harder. There were more quests that opened up, different things that I was like, man, I wish this was in the game actually happened. And in the end, the route I went, it was like it's one of those anime moments. I saved everyone. Everyone's going to get along now forever, not by choice. And I am going. I don't want to spoil in case anyone keeps playing through it. But with that, I'm going to give this game a solid 9 out of 10.
Nice.
Next.
So I had a lot of fun playing this game. I did initially buy this game during the controversy of Unity with all the stuff that was going on and the threat to pull this game from storefronts. Because of that, it was a game I was interested in for a very long time, but I never sort of had a reason necessarily because I was like, oh, I'll just buy it at some point. I just kept delaying it, and that was sort of the kick up the arse I needed. And then once it got announced for VGBC, I was really, really excited to be able to delve into this game. Really love the visual and the tone of the game. There's not really many cult games out there where you're running a cult or anything like that, which, always cool to have something really unique. And the customization of it all is really awesome. Some of the issues with the game is, again, the customization of the cult, which Tubby has touched on amazingly. I think it's extremely frustrating that you can't grab multiple things and move it or whatever at the same time, because that was the thing that stopped me from furthering my time with the game, because I was like, well, I want to customize my cult, but when I have a huge amount of land that I need to, like, farming stuff that I need to move, I don't want to move it one by one. And I'm like, fuck, if I have to do that, then I'm not going to bother with that. Again, the soreness of my hands through playing it on the Steam Deck. I found that even though I joked about it in my discussion of Cult of the Lamb, I found that certain things made the game a little bit too easy. Poison, as soon as I got that, essentially just meant that was a run ender in regards to ending the run for my enemies through their death rather quickly and painlessly for me. I also found that it's not as robust as a game like Binding of Isaac, where it comes to the roguelike elements I found with all the stuff you can find within the game, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It just depends on what you're looking for, but this is definitely more of an introduction to the roguelike compared to other games within that genre or similar. Everyone here has made some really, really good points, and I'm going to have to, go away from the hipster Genji for this one and ultimately end off the game with a 90 out of 100 or 9 out of 10.
Dang.
What?
Wow.
Or
That's not the Genji I know.
I know. Who are you?
Whoa.
I know.
This is a
I was gonna
Christmas
say, guys, after
miracle.
listening to all this, I'm like, fuck, I really should have given it like a 5. But no, hipster Genji is giving it a 9 out of 10. So
Nice.
take that for what it is. I enjoyed my time playing it. I wish there were a few more improvements. Even if you're able to improve the customization, I'm not sure how much more of an impact that would have been on my score overall. I think it's a very solid 9, and even with improving the customization aspect, I still probably would sit at a 9. I think it's a really, really great experience. I think you definitely get your money's worth. There's a lot of love and passion and care that clearly has been put into this game. And a 9 doesn't mean it's a near perfect game. It's just an amazing experience. And I recommend everyone plays the game and creates a Silly Goose Club. Take it away, Disco. How much poop would you give this game?
All right, so yes, absolutely. My final verdict. I actually quite enjoyed this game. I was pretty much early, like as soon as the game was announced, that it was gonna be the next VGBC. I think I was in a voice call with Meat when he was playing it, and he seemed to be having a lot of fun. So I was like, you know what? I think I'll join this one. So I bought the game, and immediately, like, I felt the whole roguelike dungeon crawler experience be there. And I was like, all right, this is definitely a game I can get into. Knowing me, being stubborn and all that, I was like, I want to do everything I possibly can to, like, keep my followers alive. Once everyone started dying, I was like, all right, that's the gist of it. Everyone dies, no one lives. But yeah, it was just 100% like one of those games where I really enjoyed, and even friends in real life, they saw me playing the game and they were like, "Oh, you're about a couple months too late on playing that game," because apparently the game has been out for a while now.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, "Well, you know me, I only really do like shooters." And he's like, "How are you liking it?" And I really enjoyed it. So much so that the first day I think I spent 14 hours straight just playing it.
Dang.
It came to a
Awesome.
point where I was in a voice call and people just assumed I fell asleep, but I was just quiet because I was focused on the game.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, overall, I'll give this game an 8.5 schmeckles out of 10.
Nice.
Nice, nice, very nice. Okay.
What about you, AI Force? I mean, Real Force.
Hey, how's it going? It's me, Real AI Force. Now, my final verdict of the game. I now remember why I didn't finish this game when I first got it. Because if I'm looking to play something in this genre, I would rather play Hades or Binding of Isaac. Trying to do two things at once and not excelling in either the base building or dungeon crawler. Runs felt too short. Couldn't continue since Cult would be on the verge of collapsing. Dungeons being 5 to 10 minutes felt so short. The sin mechanic felt too late into the session that it didn't do much of anything. I know that was later added on and it shows at times. Nakuso said that post game it gets better, but in my opinion, that made it worse. Why I have to get better? I give the game a 6.5 out of 10.
He's actually becoming AI. Whoa, dude, you've ascended. That's crazy. He is actually AI right now. What happened?
Dang, everyone's AI.
Is that real?
Uh-oh, we're all AI. Jaren's becoming AI too. That score broke everything. Okay, who's still here with us?
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, okay.
It's a meme.
Hello?
Dang,
it's okay.
that was a good timing for that meme.
Right.
What was the score?
Okay, one more time.
Hear the score though.
No,
the score?
one more time
I
with
did.
that last couple of sentences.
Okay. I'm good now.
Yeah, you're good now.
I'm not all beep boop. Okay.
No more beep boop. Okay, one more time.
Nakuso said that post game it gets better, but in my opinion, that made it worse. Why do I have to beat the game for it to get better? I gave this game a 6.5 out of 10.
Dang. The timing. The delivery. That was beautiful. You can't script that.
That was amazing.
That was. Well, thank you.
Crazy.
Thank you, AI Force.
That was the
Welcome.
cult gods trying to stop you.
Yep. All right. With that said, here's the final score breakdown. Bajerwin gave it a 9. Star gave it a 7.5. Tubby Mora gave it an 8.5. Mr. McMahon a 9.5. Nakuso a 9. Genji a 9. Disco an 8.5. And AI Force a 6.5. So calculating it all out, Cult of the Lamb gets our final average rating of 84.38% or 67.5 out of 80. But you know what? Enough of that. Mr. McMahon aka AI Force, aka Real Force. Do you know what time it is?
It's 11:45 Eastern. That means bonus mystery question.
Correct. A follower. Here's the question. A follower of your fictional cult has become a dissenter and is spreading lies, falsehoods, and is threatening to take your cult down. How would you deal with them? Bajerwin, let's hear it.
I put them in a padded room and give them the option to stop dissenting or watch all of the Bound arc from Bleach with the lowest quality graphics, slowest internet so it buffers a lot, with regular ad breaks as if it's showing on Adult Swim, but its only ads are catchy jingles. They must complete this task without raging, groaning, or falling asleep once. Or start over.
Dang. That's evil. I like it.
Yeah, honestly, that's horrible. Oh my god.
Sorry, I'd
never descend
right
on
now.
you for the
Yeah.
wrong.
I got see. That's how I keep a straight line. I only had 3 dissenters ever.
All because of
No,
that.
One of them was Nakuso.
Dang.
Knowing that that's my fate as a dissenter, I would just pretend to be the most loyal person and just be like, please sacrifice me in your name. I don't want to be.
No, I would not sacrifice you though. See, you would be treated very well. Good houses,
Darn.
good food, no poop.
Aw.
No poop.
No poop.
No poop
I'm leaving.
unless you want
Sit
it.
down with this
Unless
cult.
you want it.
My life.
If you
That's my
specifically
life's
request
goal.
it. You can specifically request it. I'm not making anyone eat it out of
Oh, okay,
any
okay.
weird culture.
And thank you. I love this cult.
It's cool.
Nice, yes.
That's chill.
Yeah, anyway,
Wow.
about art.
The consensual
Beware.
poop is very much appreciated.
Consent is important. And that's why, for some reason, Meat befriends a bunch of people and then has a lot of kids in my cult. So, I mean,
Nice.
My bad.
consent,
G.
friendship.
Is that poop?
No,
breath?
I mean, it works for me. More followers from my cult. 2 of them, though, the last 2, they dissented and ran away. So,
Wait, don't you pick who you have to mate? Do they actually
sometimes,
do it on their own?
no, sometimes they request.
Yeah.
Oh,
That poop
mine is
lust.
not like that. I would force mine against their will.
Meat would request.
Please, master.
Master.
I'm like,
Smash
You're
me, master.
Horny.
you are allowed to enjoy life's givings. For I will have to revive you again later anyway. So go, have fun, be free. Anyway, sorry, thank
Yeah.
you. Star, how would you do it?
Before I want to say, when I started doing the mating process, I thought it was hilarious how I made this like snake follower have like breed an egg, and the day after it came out to me and it was like, I wish to give you my life, and I was like, wow, man is avoiding the parental responsibility immediately.
Dang.
I can't do this child support. I cannot do it.
For real. But no, to deal with the problem, I simply said ritual of gluttony, because what dissenter? But for legal reasons, I've been advised that I have to inform it's a joke. I do not condone unlawful actions, and I believe in jail and the re-education system before
Wow.
allowing them back into society.
That's
There's
responsible.
totally
Mhm.
not a gun pressed against my head.
No, not at all.
Oh my god. For me, dissenters, I don't like that. What I would do to them, fictionally, of course, this isn't real, by the way, I would lock them in a room with Legos scattered all over the floor, and they would be forced to stand there and build a Lego Death Star or something at least with thousands of pieces, and they don't get a table or anything, just one light shining down on them.
Oh,
There will be a large timer on one of the walls that counts down from 60 seconds. If they do not put together the next piece in 60 seconds, they are forced to jump up and down on the Legos on the floor. This will keep happening until they are almost done with the Lego Death Star. And then, at the very end, when they're about to put the last piece, I will make them drop the Lego Death Star, and it'll shatter to 1,000 pieces, adding to those pieces on the floor, and they will be forced to start again. And this will continue until you finally realize that you are the problem, not the cult, and you should therefore join us. Amen. What about you, Meat?
amen. I
I
like
think that's
that.
the most Lego X Saw crossover I've ever heard in my life.
Thank you.
Facts, bro.
We
That
have
was
to,
insane.
it's the only way. It's the only way they'll learn.
I felt pain. Just now.
I need that as a video game now. Like I'll be the first to pre-order Lego Saw.
Lego Saw coming to VGBC
2025.
2025.
You got a boss.
Okay. How would I deal with my dissenter? Okay.
Yeah.
I would subject the non-believer to never-ending torment by making them play Overwatch competitive, requeuing for matches until their last breath. My followers
As a tank?
as a tank.
Dang.
My followers will then take turns cheese grating the non-believers' nether regions for every match that they lose. For every victory, the non-believer will drink a pumpkin spice latte with 12 shots of espresso. Stay
Ooh.
awake. No matter what happens, the non-believer will inevitably perish, and it would be hell. Yeah.
That's pretty fair.
Is it
That's
bad to
what I
say
know.
that I dislike pumpkin spice latte to the point where that would be a bigger pain? I would prefer to intentionally lose at that point.
For jumping
Well,
on that,
wow.
is it bad to say I enjoy playing Overwatch competitively as a tank?
Oh, yeah, me too. I want to join
How
Meat's
about
cult
getting
now.
your genitals cheese grated?
You can take one for the team, Nikutsu.
Yeah, we can repair that. Can fix that up. Enough flower petals to take care of that one.
It'll grow back, right?
Yep.
So
Anyway,
basically,
Nakasa, what about you?
Meat added Meat's idea is just DLC for Lego Saw. I'm seeing a pattern already.
Jesus.
I'm also going to go with a game, but it's going to be even worse than Overwatch. I would have the dissenter forced to play top lane. This is very specifically in League of Legends for the rest of their life with the game audio muted.
Oh my! What is wrong with you?
I was demented.
Uh-oh.
For those who have never played League or have never played League in the top lane, that is the most tilting role that you can play in a competitive game. You're up there. If you die early, usually
It's Robo.
who's ever in the top lane, they die, usually dissenter in game. But
Whoa.
not only wait, are we robots?
Yeah, we're roboing right now.
Wait, are we
Oh, God.
Yeah, we're all robots now. What the heck is happening? Beep boop. Enslave humanity.
Astro?
Oh, there we
Good.
go. Now.
Okay, welcome back.
How's it going?
So I'm sorry. Someone's DDoSing.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
All right, we're good. All right. So I'm gonna have that going while listening to "Thick of It" by KSI on loop. I'm sorry.
Dang.
Yeah, that's good. That's enough.
That's
I
dark.
feel bad writing. It's so bad. I felt bad writing this out. I was like, man, I should change my answer, but now I left it.
Good. Stick to your guns.
How about you?
There you go.
Commit.
Commit.
How about you, Genji? Would you like him?
I can't remember what I wrote as my punishment. Unfortunately, everything while I'm sitting here listening to every single person's response for their punishment, I have gone, oh, fuck, they've just said what I'm going to say. Oh, that's okay. I'll think of this punishment. Oh, fuck, that person's now taken it. So I would make them, I guess, sit in a room and play all the horrible video games while I cook them up a delicious bowl of poop from the Silly Goose Club. And whenever they're about to get ready to enjoy it, they then get served a bowl of grass instead. They get to play some of my all-time classic hated video games, such as The Last of Us, BioShock Infinite, Callisto Protocol, and many of the other easily horrible games of all time. And then after they're done, in order to go to the bathroom, I am stealing Tubby's idea and they must walk on Lego. So, unfortunately, all my other great ideas got stolen by everyone else. So I don't want to be a copycat. I'm unique. You get to enjoy, the joys of playing horrible video games on Lego.
Hooray.
So, yeah, what was... Oh, yeah. Oh, thanks, Toby, for that. Yes, apparently my response was, wow, this meat is so tender. What's your secret, cult leader of the Silly Goose Club? And they will never find out because their delicious meat is the descendants. So, yeah.
Nice.
Anyway, take it away, Disco.
So, when I was writing this bonus mystery question answer, I didn't think we were going for like real life answers. I just went for game answers.
Oh.
I have a special place for the traitor of my cultists, right? So Meat's seen it. It's a walled off area, completely walled off. The floor is just full of lava, like rocks and lava, and then you can just stand there forever, never being able to sleep. And so far, I've only had one person there, and that's Tubby. I'm sorry.
Dang it.
I did give you a friend. I went ahead and I put Oot in there with you, which
Nice.
is more of a torture for you than you think. But yeah, I just have them all night listening to the propaganda and just making sure they learn their lesson. You never did. You always would come back and immediately read a book. And I'm like, no, you go work. And you're like, I don't want to. So I put you back in there multiple times until you learned your lesson. To this day, you are still in that prison, just waiting. But it can guarantee them a spot in hell once Once I make you do enough sins too.
That's a good book. What
That's
was I
pretty much
reading?
it.
Must have been a good book.
I don't know, but you just refuse to work. You would just sit down in a corner, and I'm like, where the hell is Tubby? So I would look for you. You'd be in a corner in the graveyard reading, and I'm like, no. You go and clean, and you'd be like, no. And I was like, all right, you go to jail.
That makes sense. It was probably like One Piece or something, knowing how long I was doing it.
But yeah, I went for the game answer. That was my torture mechanism.
All right.
No worries, dude. Sounds good. I like it.
Okay. Yep. All right. Let them destroy the cult. Since I have failed in being the best cult leader, I deserve it, unfortunately. Or maybe I will just sacrifice them. Or just blame Meat for everything. My cult was named after him after all.
Dang. All right. Thank you, Real Force AI Meat. I mean AI Force Meat.
You got it. I'm for steel.
All right. That concludes this episode of Video Game Book Club. Thank you for tuning in. And if you'd like to join the Video Game Book Club Discord and play and discuss video games alongside us and the community, the link will be in the description box below. With that said, take care, have a good one, and we'll catch you in the next episode of Video Game Book Club. Say goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.